Hello guys and welcome back to a match that needs no introduction. It's going to be Cheese versus Paracusia in the D1 Invitational for the 70-star Super Mario 64. And, you know, if you like Mario, then this is where you want to be. And I'm here with Cartoon Buffoon, aka Crouton, to bring this to you guys. How are you doing?
I am doing fantastic. I am very excited for this race. I'm glad that Cheese and Paracusia could agree on a time that worked this time. So no mishaps with the scheduling. Ready to see a great competition between two Division 1 great talents of the game.
Yeah, I think this one's going to be pretty interesting to see how things are going to go in terms of the long-term expectation for this league, because if I were to kind of say who's the favorite, right? You'd put maybe D whatever, Punkade, Cheese. Those are probably the favorites here. And then you have Paracusia kind of right outside that, who's like not like a world record contender in 70, but he's such a good player that he could get pretty much any time that Cheese could get. And in 120 star, you know, he was trying to get up to that 139. Now he's on a bit of a hiatus, but he did say he's still trying to stay sharp in his Mario skills. And he's been playing enough, I would say. He streams Mario, sometimes been playing OOT a little bit as well. And Cheese has been taking a kind of an extended break, but now he's back the last couple days doing 120. Oh, excuse me. He's doing 120 star, and we will have to see what kind of form he's in.
Yeah, and we'll just have to see. This is two runners that have been fairly active recently, but both have had their respective breaks, and both doing, of course, other things than just 70 star. So mistakes can happen. Both players, similar skill levels. Cheese has the better personal best, but I believe Paracusia has a 49 flat personal best, which is still very good. So definitely could be a very competitive race. Just gonna see
and
who
in
makes
that run,
mistakes, I suppose.
Going up on Lack 2 skip, Paracusia, and Cheese going for a pretty fast Lack 2 skips. You know, Cheese used to do just the very basic one. Both getting it successfully and heading into Bob-omb Battlefield. Now, I wanted to point out, in the 49 flat that Para got, he was on like 47 best possible time in Tippy. So like, it was a really good run. And he's definitely capable of getting a 48, even like kind of a lower 48, I'm sure.
Yeah,
Got
definitely.
a really good run.
And who knows? I mean, personal bests have happened in races before, so you never know. Both players with a successful bomb clip. Good start.
A big bomb too.
Para repping a small lead because he's playing on the Japanese version, which has a slightly faster intro, but American, over the course of the run, will save Cheese time.
Both of them going for Whomp's 9, the first kind of significant routing option where you could save a second rather than going straight to Whomp's. What do you think we'll see on the slides? I'm going to say 12-6 from Cheese, 12-7 from Para. High hopes.
I'm saying 12-6 from Para, 12-8 from Cheese. I don't know.
Okay. Cartoon feeling inclined to support the Aussies here. Para with the 12-7. Cheese 12-7, so kind of splitting the gap. You know, no 12-6, no 12-8. But very good slide time from both of them, and we're going to be already seeing some of that early game start to happen where Whomp's, you know, we could see some big mistakes, but at least they're kind of getting into the groove of things pretty well so far.
Yeah, definitely, but Whomp's is definitely one of those gatekeepers of this run. Definitely when going for like personal best attempts, Whomp's is one of the biggest levels of resets because it's just so hard to do every strat perfectly, so you know, just tough to tell if they're gonna nail all the strats or if they're gonna take significant time losses.
Oh, but Para missing Canalus here, the first significant time loss, as you were mentioning. That's gonna
cost him about 10 seconds, maybe 8 or 9. Not the end of the world, but 10, definitely not what you want in a race like this.
Yeah, Para's already under pressure. He's gonna have to bounce back. You know, Cheese went for the ledge grab setup. A bit more consistent, more race friendly. Maybe Para's gonna elect to do that option as well. We'll have to see. Well, Cheese with a nice Alice. Para just going for his 100 coin. Going for a little bit of different order. And Para's gonna be going for the fastest 100 coin cycle. And he's made it pretty cleanly as well. Oh, but no long jump. That's unfortunate. Cheese is also doing the fastest cycle, so really rare to see both runners actually doing this. Para also rocks this kind of island move, which is a little bit slower, but he thinks it's a bit safer and more consistent for him. Cheese with a big single jump, but he's gonna make it and get a long jump, so saving some time here already in the 100 coin. But Paris has not been too bad either. Nice ending as well.
Yeah, I think the only mistake Para made was missing the long jump, so every other part was really solid.
Yeah, both runners really flexing here. You know, it's pretty risky to go for that super fast cycle, but both of them made it. Ooh, jeez, not landing directly on the ring.
I'm sure both players know the talent level of each other, so pulling out all the stops, because this is going to be a very tough and competitive race, so I'm sure they know and respect each other very much.
Yeah.
That's why they go for tough strats like that.
Well, I think especially Para wants to beat Cheese, because, you know, he's the reigning champion in 120 star, something that Para's had his eye on. And I think just in general, you know, seeing Cheese is like something to look up to, but also as a rival. I think he kind of has extra motivation whenever he's playing Cheese.
And Para spending a little bit more time to get the ledge grab right so that he doesn't miss Candleless again. So,
yeah, a little bit behind Cheese right now, but it's definitely better to get Candleless, even if it's slow, rather than missing it twice.
And a very good Owlless by him right there, too.
Yeah. Cheese coming up to these two fence clip stars to wrap it up. Almost fell in the gap where the elevator is, but, you know, barely roll out across it. Para's going to be joining him up for this Whomp fight. So we're not that far apart, maybe about 10 seconds.
Yeah, certainly a very close race. Whomps could definitely have gone a lot worse for both players. This is a very good race, Whomps, for both players, of course.
Para getting right under that star with the frame perfect dive, going to save just one frame, but it's also just something kind of fun to try and get a cheeky style point. Cheese here on his last star in Whomp's top of the fortress. You know, not doing the super fast kind of rollout, do whatever it does, but it's the tried and true. Oh, Para not getting the fencing he wanted, but actually backing up with a triple jump, getting a ledge grab, losing a bit of time here, not getting the moving platform, or not getting a triple jump off the moving platform like he wanted. Kind of unexpected.
It's a really interesting backup by him, though. He got a weirdly angled side flip to then just get a quick wall kick to back it up.
Yeah.
Not the end of the world. It is costing him a lot more time. Cheese has been playing a lot more consistent so far, but we'll see how he holds up with his lead right now.
I think he's gonna get like a 12-6, and there he goes. Para might be able to match him as well. We could see a tie on both sides if he actually gets a really good one here. A nice angle on the jump and a good bump, so we'll see what he'll actually come up with. 12-7 though, not quite gonna tie. So Cheese is right now in the wing cap stage. It's kind of tricky, but Cheese is also a really experienced flyer.
Yeah, the wing cap is a really hard stage to get really fast, because cutting the corners for those coins, it's like, how much do you want to cut to gain more speed but risk losing a coin, but then have to fly around and lose more time? Like, it's really tough to balance how much you want to risk with your speed here.
Yeah, especially if you miss one of like the higher up ones where, you know, if you miss like the second pass, then you actually have to die and restart the level because you've lost so much speed.
Yeah, definitely. So now Cheese
Dark World here is pretty okay.
I was gonna say, let's see which cycles these players get. She's probably gonna go for Zaya cycle. I don't know what Kusia goes for, but this is definitely a tough level where time could be made up.
Is Kusia like the crouton equivalent for Para?
It might be. I don't know.
Pair of Kusias. So Shake Signal coming out from Cheese. Para also... Wait, did he just mess up? Maybe not. Nope. Normal Poverty Shig that Para likes to pull out. It's very consistent and a tiny bit faster than regular Shig. So Cheese actually on a really good pace right now, not making like any mistakes throughout Whomps. Para's made cannonless. Ooh, Bowser Dance from Cheese. Good RNG on his side. And gonna be getting like a 945, maybe 943 even. So nuts beginning. Para is a little bit behind, but still gonna be like sub 10, or maybe like 10:01. Ooh, big throw.
And we've seen Cheese make mistakes at the end of races too, so good job by Para to just, you know, keep up and not necessarily hope for a slip up, but just like maybe he has more faith in his end game, more trust for that part of his game.
Yeah, you definitely gotta just hang in there no matter what if you're playing someone as good as Cheese. Thank you, Danster, for the host. Young Odyssey up and comer. Hope you're doing well, getting good runs. 100 soon.
And the way this league is formatted, that's definitely all the reason to keep up as well, because the closer you are to your opponent, the more points you're going to get.
Exactly.
It's not as
rocking.
simple as just winning.
Yeah, I love the move in Para does at the beginning, getting that kind of hyper speed off of the slope. Sky jump is pretty straightforward for both of them. Kind of another day at the office so far for Cheese 05. No longer 05, actually. I don't know, I guess fell into that again. But yeah, we're going to see Cool Mountain and then BBH. You know, not something where we should see too much time loss on. Another thing where runners can hopefully just be in their groove and go strong. But CCM can sometimes slip you up.
Now, are you familiar with these guys' routes? Do you know if they both go for CCM17 or like what's the situation here?
It's a good question. I would say at least Pear is doing CCM17. Cheese, I don't know which. And sometimes, like with Punky yesterday, ooh, Para, another fall, second mistake of the run, where Cheese has been rock solid. Very stale Cheese out here, but in a good way.
I should say second major mistake. I mean, each player's making small movement slip-ups that I'm sure they know, but
yeah,
Para's the one making the ones worth a lot more time, which is why he's fallen more behind.
I was saying, like, yesterday, Punky just put out a CCM17 double plus HMC late, so kind of like something we hadn't seen from him before. So with this league, we might see people kind of revise their routing decisions. So what they've done in the past might not be what they're going to do currently, and we're about to see what option they choose, or at least half of the option. So Cheese is opted for CCM17. Nice triple jump dive, grabbing all 5 coins as well. Very important, because if you miss the top one, you won't be able to miss any on the slide, which, you know, it's not that hard to get all the coins, but, you know, sometimes you'll just, like, accidentally miss one. Like he did right there, but, you know, it would have been a problem. But it's okay, because he can miss that. Because the triple jump dive optimization is kind of hard, and it also does not get the 5th coin all the time.
Yeah, it's definitely one initially thinks you know, it's not that hard to get all these coins on the slide because the penguin's not there anymore, but you're still trying to go fast, so it's still definitely very possible to slip up and miss coins on the slide. So it's still easier, I think, for a lot of runners to do CCM17, but not by much. It's still hard to go fast. But both runners pretty solid CCM17s. The route has not diverged yet.
Yeah, I've yet to see Cheese even make like one significant mistake here, where Para is, I mean, he looks kind of far behind, but this isn't even too bad from him. It's only because he's playing Cheese that it actually looks like he's far behind. But they're still going to be in the castle movement transition together, so I would say less than 30 seconds apart, maybe about 20.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it is about 20. Oh, it's actually 19.
Okay.
Yeah, I looked at when Cheese went to the door, but yeah. Not the end of the world. 19 seconds. I mean, one mistake from Cheese and that could make it up. Or just consistently better gameplay from Para could also make it up. But I don't know. Cheese not letting off the gas pedal. Really
Para,
solid
I don't
balcony.
know what he was doing there. He missed a wall kick angle, just kind of a bad analog placement. And that's going to cost him a couple more seconds, where Cheese is still trucking along. Para with a nice long jump kill into the boo as well. Cheese did it as well, but it's always cool with the crouch kill almost. So when you're doing runs, you know, when you're in this kind of section, CCM, BBH, are you more thinking about SSL, or do you like really try to get these as cleanly as possible?
I mean, you always want to focus on the level you're on. Obviously, you think of the later levels. I think when I'm playing bad, I like to think of later levels because I'm like, oh, I can save this much time here, this much time here. But like, honestly, make sure what you're at right now goes well. You'll get to the later part
Yeah.
later, and you'll think about it then. But you know, you want to not lose focus. Like if you're thinking about shifting Sandland, like, oh, I got to nail Pillarless, and then you miss, you like fall off a balcony. It's like, well, shoot, I got to reset now. Or like, unless you're an attorney, in which then it's like, well, shoot, I just thought about this and distracted myself, lost time. You know, you don't want to ever jeopardize your gameplay. You know.
Wise words. Oh, Para
Para
going for the
missing.
punch grab but not connecting. Yeah, Cheese had the kind of like English handicap with the Slurmip. Oh, Pless looking very nasty here. The bomb blows up in his face. Cheese, I'm gonna fall and slide into the quicksand. That's an L.
Meanwhile, Para with the flawless Pillarless.
Did he do Tamo Plus as well?
Not Tama, but for normal strat, that was about as fast as it can go. So
Nice.
really, really solid. And that's already probably made up most of the gap right now. I know he missed MIPS, so it'll be kind of hard to tell how far ahead or behind like the gap is, but
Oh, look at Cheese here. He's in the pyramid going for secrets. This is kind of bold. He's already missed plus ones. Para getting
Para,
this second as well. So we're actually going to see a convergence of the route. It is CCM17, HMCL8 going hard.
I wonder if I missed it. He did go for Tama Plus there. He might have done it on the first one too. I must have missed it, but Para did get Tama Plus for his second one at the very least.
Well, there you go. I think we got a hot race on our hands now. Cheese has taken a death. He's got to get this one. Nice big bomb. Again, Para also going to be saving about a second and a half for each plus. You know, maybe 3 total with 2 successful Tama plus. But Cheese getting it very smoothly. So not going to be too bad for him. The most important thing is that, you know, he's not dying more than he did. So Para going to be spending a lot of time in SSL. And she's going for single jumps, and also the left side on the pillar. It's almost like they're mirroring each other, because you hardly ever see people actually try to do the left side, because it is dependent on RNG. Cheese got bad RNG but was able to react to it. But wait, are they tied? No, wait, no, I think Paris still needs shining atop the pyramid.
No, Para missed MIPS, so he's done with shifting Sandland, but
Oh,
Cheese still has to get one more star. So it's hard to say. It's hard to say
Para
if
might be in
shining
the lead.
atop or if MIPS takes longer.
I think just the way you can catch MIPS, it's not too far from the 30-star door. I think Para's in the lead now. Pro Lava Boo's right off the bat here, not wasting any time getting in this lethal lava lane, but he's a bit shaky on the ending, doesn't want to die. I mean, understandably, he doesn't want to die, but, you know, very, very scary.
Yeah, not trusting his something about his setup at the end, but making sure he gets it right. Doesn't want to jeopardize the position he's in right now.
It looked like he was gonna be running off the ledge, so he kind of stopped and then went to the side flip, but then realized he was too far away to side flip. So Para knocking out these volcano stars early.
Definitely a very respectable decision. You know, you'd rather see small time loss from making sure you don't have big time loss, especially when you're potentially leading right now.
Yeah,
But
of course.
it is hard to say. Cheese repping really good hot rolling rockstar or whatever. Not rolling log rolling. Really fast flying. Was that a save and quit by Para? I just missed that.
I think it was. Big time loss. He has to go all the way back down to basement. This is like she's dying to plus. It's about as bad because just the castle movement is huge to get back down here. Not something you see much, and you always hate to see it. Cheese. Oh no!
Oh!
Cheese not able to get a wall kick angle here on his lava boost. He's floundering right now. Mario a little bit salty about getting his bum burned so much.
Meanwhile,
but,
Para missed
you know,
Mips again.
Oh wow.
A little bit of a small mistake again, but this is very interesting. Both players kind of matching each other's mistakes right now. Making a lot of them, making it hard for the commentators to tell where they're at. But
yeah, this is kind of nutty.
I think Cheese is back in the lead, but I don't think by that much.
Cheese is definitely back in the lead, but that was a bit weird.
Everyone's
That's the risk of the launch of wall kick
land.
ending.
This is a very, very lethal level right now.
You know, I didn't even realize like what you're saying about Mips, like, because he had a second chance to grab him normally, and I wasn't.
Yeah, he went for the punch grab again and just slid by him. So it's just not a good time for both runners right now.
See some simp SNQs coming out on the chat from Optimus9.
You know, I haven't been paying attention. I wonder if either runner is going for the new save and quit or the not save tech, because there was recently discovered new tech that allows you to like zip down to the bottom text, which makes it a little bit easier to not save and quit. I don't know if any runner.
Yeah, neither of them are doing it this run.
Okay.
It's good that you mentioned it.
It doesn't make it impossible to save and quit though, because that basically makes it the opposite problem. You can go down to the bottom option so fast that you could press the A button too early and then go up and save and quit.
Yeah.
So I just think it makes it a little bit easier compared to the alternative, but it may just
I'm really interested. Oh, both Cheese and Para had really good bully the bullies. Para got the ledge grab skip. You know, Cheese went for the. Actually, I don't think Cheese skipped the ledge grab, but he might have. But both of them getting very clean bully kills. Mario fam being a bit cool to the animals, actually slapping the blue bob eel. Oh,
Para missing Mips again. Finally gets
really.
him.
Yeah, Mips looking more like Bugs Bunny out here. Will not give himself up.
So now Cheese repping the big lead right now. Now we can really tell where they're at, and Cheese probably has around a 20-second lead again, if I had to guess. Maybe a little bit more.
Yeah, I think the save and quit especially is what prevented Para from being in the lead here, because Cheese took a pretty costly death. And oh, did he miss a chest as well? It's hard for me to tell, but he's going back. It looks like he did. Eating a lot of lag just because it's DDD, and that's what DDD does. It lags.
DDD chest star is the worst star of the run. No one can convince me otherwise.
I wonder if someday we'll get like a rule change and you'll be able to do like. Actually, I don't know. I think there's probably some way eventually we might not have to do this star anymore, but at least for now it is like this slow and annoying one.
It's not even this slow, it's just very, very difficult, very easy to lose several seconds by either lag or getting caught by the whirlpool or unoptimal swimming. It's just very easy to make mistakes, and the collision on the chest is also really weird, so you could think you're swimming into it, but then you still miss it, have to go turn around, and it is not a fun star. Yeah,
it's true. The faster you try to do it, the more risky it gets, because you can kind of like bash your head into like the lock of the chest and get it every time, or you can be like Drogi and just like touch it with your fingertips, but then you're more likely to miss it that way. Cheese, nice front sub though. Para is not one to do front sub. Oh yeah, Cheese missed the star. That kind of sucks.
He had very good lag reduction at first, but then kind of nullified it by missing the star. but really good camera movement by Cheese for that. But Para going for the more consistent strat may end up making up a couple of cheeky seconds on that start.
Cheese with nice manta rings as well, very fluid swimming to get through the first one, which is like the only really difficult part about it, because if you do miss the first one, then you have a good chance of getting trolled and you're kind of like sweating at that point. It's a big mock S when you're in manta.
So now a very important stage for
as well.
Very important stage for both runners coming up. The cycles of Fire Sea are very important. If you miss it, that could cost a lot of time. So either runner could either close the gap or could further extend it. So
let's see what they got.
Cheese
off to a really good start here. And on pace now after the double walking side of side up to this pull, and that was really clean as well. Cheese is on fire right now. He will not slow down for anybody, not for the bully. And that's an early lava boost to boot. Para's gonna have to match this if Cheese can get a good ending. Cheese going for the single jump over the 7th red, a bit slower, but it works. And grabbing the pole, he is not rusty at all. This is Cheese in form right now. Para with a nice lag reduction here. He is the most aggressive lag reducer in Fire Sea aside from maybe Snipey, but he's going for the full on side camera here. Can he get a good ending? Oh, beautiful from Para, and that is something you don't see every day. 2 perfect Fire Seas.
Only in a true Division 1 veteran match. Cheese Paracusia.
This is D0.
This is something. So we do see Para make up a little bit of time, he had a little bit of cleaner movement, but Cheese still with a very good lead, because they both made the cycle. But Para definitely still within striking distance.
Okay.
Oh, missing the throw!
No. As we are singing his praises, Para kind of drops spaghetti, and the most kind of unfortunate easy way to lose that much time, because that's a costly throw to miss.
Yeah, this is definitely the worst one to miss, because when you miss it in Bowser 2, he has to come back and then jump and make the stage tilt, and you have to wait to grab him again. So this is the slowest one to miss throws in. Outside of maybe Bowser 3, if he breaks a piece, that I don't remember which one's slower, but it's definitely a large time loss for such a small mistake.
See, Cheese going with these triple jump walks here, no side flip, just going straight into the double jump and triple jump here. Really fast on the elevator too. I don't know what Cheese has been eating for breakfast this morning. Apparently cheese, but you know, he's playing really, really well. Perry going for 100 coin while Cheese is going for a second triple jump walk. A bit of a start order difference, doesn't matter for this stage. Cheese though, nailing it beautifully, 2 for 2. I don't know, what have you got to say about this wedge high road so far?
This is just Cheese being Cheese. He's in form right now. He's in the driver's seat, and he's just showing no mercy right now. It's gonna be very difficult for Para to make up this gap if Cheese is gonna play this consistent.
Okay, so on the 100 coin that they're both actually doing right now, Para is a bit more in the... Para's a bit farther along in his, but he's also not done either of the triple jump wall kick stars, so he's still behind by a good 30, maybe 40 seconds here. Cheese is struggling a little bit. He's got to hurry up and get these blue coins before they disappear. He's got 4 left, and that blue one was fading away, but, you know, luckily there was no reason to panic. Cheese was on the case, but if you did miss one, you'd have to get 2 backup boxes, so it is definitely worth pointing out. Oh, but Paracusia failing the ending here, falling off of the wooden plank. Gonna have to back it up. And Cheese also kind of... I don't even know what to say. The on fire Cheese has been literally burnt by the flame shooter and costing him a bit of time. So now we see...
I hope it's not affecting Paracusia's gameplay too much, but it's gotta be a little stressful. I think he messed up one of the cheat preventions and is asking for a new one. Hopefully that's not impacting his gameplay too much, but definitely not a good situation to be in.
Oh, but pair with the missed jump wall kick too, you know. This is looking pretty bad right now. He's also not doing the side flip setup, which does make it a good bit harder. This is an extremely difficult strat. But, you know, as you say, maybe it's part of the nervousness about his cheat prevention, but I think he should be fine in that regard anyway.
Cheese missing the box on his ground pound. Slight slip up, but he is out of Wet Dry World with a pretty substantial 2-star lead.
So Paracusia here, going for his second chip down walking, but he's gonna nail that one. The one that saves a bit more time as well. So Cheese with a 1-star lead in THI. Tell us about Secrets, Crouton.
Secrets is a very interesting backup. I think Cheese missed the initial triple jump, but yeah, this is a very, very tough star. Lag is a very big factor. Lag reduction is very difficult, and you know, a slight slip up could mean you're a little bit off and you get a ton more lag. It is not a fun situation. One of the worst stars of the run for sure.
Yeah, and I also want to point out how well Cheese was able to back it up, like you were saying. The backup he did was getting just another double jump and a triple jump, but he did it while maintaining his Mario Cam lag reduction, which is why it's kind of hard to see exactly what he did, but he was actually able to have the awareness to pull that off without even changing his camera. So really good heads-up play from Cheese, and a nice mountain clip as well. Para has an opportunity to gain time. I don't know if he got that third secret. Yes, he did.
Yeah, I was a little worried about that too, because he didn't see the number. That's how fast it was, but really solid. I'm not sure if he's actually watching the race or not. I'm not sure if either runner is, but if Para is, he definitely knows he's got a lot of ground to make up, so he's got to go really fast to try and catch that.
Yep, and that can kind of be how it starts. You know, Cheese didn't really mess up too much, but Para will take what he can get.
Yeah, I mean...
And Para also...
For a while... I mean, I was just going to say that there's been not really many major mistakes from both players, just a lot of small stuff that isn't really... It's from both players, so the gap's kind of staying around the same, just a lot of small stuff from each player, but really solid gameplay for the upstairs.
The only thing from Cheese was dying to plus, but then Para had to save and quit, which kind of did the exact same amount of time loss. Or at least some in considerably large number that was kind of canceling out the benefit he would have gotten from Cheese dying.
For sure.
Cheese looking to attempt breezeless. This is a bit sketchy. Oh, nice job though. You know, Cheese has always kind of been one to say, you know, breezeless is kind of unnecessary. You know, you don't need to do it, especially not in the race, but maybe he has some newfound confidence. I don't know if he's been practicing it, but that looked pretty nice.
And breezeless is one of those strats that, like, you can practice it as much as you want, but if you don't get the right frame of wall kick with you know, a good enough setup, you may still miss it no matter what. So it's hard to be extremely consistent at it, even with a lot of practice. But Cheese just major flex right now.
Yeah, and he pretty much absolutely dissected that breathtaking view from Bridge Star as well. Really clean. We're gonna attempt breezes as well. I don't know about that setup though. He's a bit far to the side. Gonna have to go take the breeze, but he's falling down.
Worst case scenario, missing breezeless, but then also missing the breeze. So, just wanted nothing to do with that breeze, I guess. He's gonna attempt it again.
Almost got it, but losing quite a bit of time with that death.
This is gonna make it even more of an uphill climb for Para. She's playing really consistent right now.
speed kick, double jump, dive onto the mushroom. He's busting on all the stops. This is not a cheese I'm used to seeing right now. This is... Oh, that kind of stopped his momentum. I was gonna get so hyped. But that was really good anyway.
I don't think I've ever seen the dive roll out off of that last mushroom. That was really, really something. Really good movement
does
at the
it
start.
as his standard. I think some other people do it as well, but it is a bit harder. Doesn't save too much. Actually, no, Para does it, I'm sure. We'll see when Para goes for reds. So Cheese got this box star, and I think he's done with TTM.
Yeah, just like that.
I am
Cheese is already out of
really
the
impressed with how he's been playing. Just the strats he's gone for and pulled off. He's kind of commanding his dominance right now in the league here. You know, do whatever. He's been saying he's so confident, but Cheese is like, no, I'll be here. You have to beat me.
Yeah, it's really gonna be interesting
Snowman's-
down the line to see competition of D whatever and Cheese and all the all the really top players with the top times. All their egos fully intact, ready for big races. But also
Yeah.
even runners like Paracusia, I mean, they could rise up to the occasion too. That's the beauty of a division. It's not just one race. You know, it's an entire season.
And I'm hyped for Paracusia. He did do the rollout off of the mushroom like you were talking about. And he had a great maze. Side flip.
Little
that
slip
was
up
like
with the star grab, but
apart from missing the star, that was a fire red coin. TTM red coin star.
Cheese has still got about a 3-star lead right now, though. So he's still in the driver's seat as he's been, I think, most of the run.
Yeah, Fair hasn't had many opportunities other than that one death. You know, the box is going to come out losing a bit of time as well to Cheese. So Cheese is also making up time in the margins, doing the little things a bit better. Even though Para has made a couple time gains, Cheese has had way more of them.
Yeah, for sure. And those time gains are oftentimes a lot harder to catch when looking for both streamers. But I think generally just looking at the lead, you can tell Cheese is making more of the marginal successes.
Yeah, also here, you know, Para not getting a good triple jump. Cheese, what for? Oh, that's even worse. Falling all the way down in the snow, gonna, you know, take a dive. You know, Cheese also does this kind of slower beginning for Snowman's Head, which is kind of unconventional. But the way he does it, I guess it's more consistent for him, and he did pull off the star pretty well. You know, it wasn't like a 10, but, you know, Para also lost like close to 10 seconds there. Cheese having to chase his whips around, looking like Paracusia here as well. A kick instead of a dive. He's really been taking a trip to catch this bunny crouton.
Goodness.
What is he doing?
Jeez. There we go. Finally, he got it. Going laps around in the basement. Giving Para a little bit of gap to catch up. Mips has just been something in this, and for both runners so far. Both runners having trouble catching that little rabbit.
Yeah. Maybe his shoes were a bit too soggy and I wasn't able to make the moves happen. Anyway, Para is almost done with Snowman's Land. He's going to join Cheese down in HMC. This is going to be really the second time he's actually had a lot of potential time save. So we'll see if he can actually get a good Mips grab.
Really clean box triple jump by Cheese. No trouble there.
So now we're going to see a couple fairly routine stars coming out from your boy Cheese. Christmas Miracle, Amazing Emergency Exit, and Rolling Rocks. None of which should really lose that much time. Christmas Miracle can kind of be a bop if you fail this initial triple jump in the room, but Cheese is, you know, pretty clean.
I've always wondered why
I've
it's
really
called
doubted
the
it.
Christmas Miracle. It's not really a miracle once you get it. It's a pretty understandable strat. Oh, jeez!
That is
Commentator's
like a
curse, I
Paracusia
suppose.
Christmas miracle.
Oh my
Like,
goodness.
never seen that in
I've
any
never
race
seen
I've commentated. I've done it once in practice, never in a run. I can't actually believe that happened. He's gonna have to do it all over again. Perry's actually having a huge door, or the door is thrown open wide for him right now. It's like, please come in, get back into this race, bub. And let's see if Perry can rise to the challenge here. Cheese is gonna get a second try, but not something you want to see happen if you're rooting for Cheese. Para got a much better MIPS and is starting off strong with his box triple jump.
Just like that, I mean, this race is a lot closer now, and, you know, if you think that mistake was big, I mean, a lot of stuff like that can happen in Tippy, too, so this is probably worst case scenario for Cheese right now. Made it a lot more competitive going into the hardest stages of the run.
Yeah, if you're talking like the difficulty of the whole run, you know, usually we'll point out HMC is kind of the breather before Tippy. Pair it with a bonk, trying to get in the door. But like the kind of semantics you try to play it up where like upstairs is hard, Tippy's hard, but HMC you might be able to like catch your breath. But this is actually Cheese's biggest time loss, like by segment of the entire run by far.
Yeah, definitely.
Kinda
That's
crazy.
why. Kind of goes back to what I was saying earlier. You never want to think of something else. You want to just focus on the level at hand and, you know, minimize mistakes. Because if you're worrying about something else or trying to relax, I mean, that's when it'll come and bite you. You know. So, and I don't know if that's what was going on in Cheese's head, but we definitely saw that a level that's often overlooked definitely got to him.
Yeah, whenever you can like really be in the moment, just take it one star at a time. I usually find like that's when I'm playing pretty well. Cheese coming up to Tippy. We'll kind of see what the lead is. Probably almost a minute still. You know, Para is definitely making up time, but Cheese is still with a solid lead.
Okay, with the claim that 48 is now impossible for Cheese, but I guess we'll find out if Cheese can still get maybe a 49 or some sort of solid time for sure. But quite the unfortunate mistake for Cheese.
Cheese, I don't know about this lag 2 bounce. Oh, he's got it.
That was interesting. It didn't look like he had a good angle, but good enough to still get in the right positioning.
And good wall kicks. You know, it's a very... I mean, I don't know what... it's not like the hardest thing in the game, but like, if you're in a race and you just wanted to grab the ledge, you know, no one's really going to hold that against you. But Cheese isn't going to hold back. He hasn't been doing it this whole race. He just had a few mistakes.
Oh, missing the wall kick.
Miss. That's a swing and a miss from Cheese. Nowhere close to getting a good wall kick. I mean, he's probably really close, but I don't really know because of the camera. And this is going to kind of make him sweat. Like, the way the momentum shifted, like, he was hot TTM, and then HMC's been, like, ice cold, and we got to see him try to pick it back up. Para with a missed backup kick here. At least he didn't fall to his death. You know, luckily able to land on the like concrete part, so to speak. You don't have to redo lag 2 bounce.
Yeah, that could have been a lot worse for Para. Still, I think making up a little bit of ground, but still about a star behind. This has been shaky from both players. This is really interesting.
Yeah, we've seen like big stretches of the game where they've played like fantastic, but...
And it's really interesting the way this race has worked
Tippy.
out. It seems that whenever one's making mistakes, the other's sort of making mistakes too. Like...
At least now. Like, it used to be more Para making mistakes where Cheese was completely smooth.
So Cheese going for swinging in the breeze. One more star. And Para's got 2 more left in Rainbow Ride.
Let's see if Para's gonna pull off a triangle. Oh, new swinging in the breeze coming out from Paracusia.
Oh. Pulling all the stops right now.
Optimization here. And a nice... And he grabbed the star. That was beautiful.
That is, I think, about as
is
good as I
like,
can go.
yeah, that's a hard strat. Especially just trying to, at least in my opinion, like getting enough distance on the double jump dive to actually grab the star is kind of tough, even if you do everything else right. Paracusia not getting his initial camera movement right. He's gonna have to take the pull. Doesn't want to risk the rotating platforms being at a bad cycle where he couldn't triple jump wall kick from. I don't know if this is gonna work, Para. Oh my god, he's fallen down. If I were him, I would not go back to the pull. What are you doing? Go.
I think
Okay.
the pull is the faster backup. It's just definitely riskier. Oh, missing the jump. And just deciding
he's
to end
just
it
gonna
all.
give up.
Fresh start.
You're saying if you need to do tricky triangles and you're in that situation, why not do like if you're doing the swinging in the breeze backup and just kind of like do the double jump wall kick and then kind of like long jump over there to the tricky triangles area, you know? Because like going up the pole takes so long. Alright, we'll see if Para can pull out some good triangle movement. Now he's able to finally get there. But she's already done with his TTC 100.
Yeah, Para's got to be at least a minute behind now. So that's about how long that star takes. So Cheese still in the driver's seat. I mean, both players messing up quite a bunch in Rainbow Ride. But Cheese escaping on top still.
Oh, apparently Para did a glitchy wall kick for Rainbow Ride Reds. I wasn't even... she was probably dying or something at the same time. Sorry, Punk A. Can't believe I missed that, honestly. I do know Para is probably the only one who does try that glitchy wall kick. So shoutouts to Paracusia for trying to optimize the game, especially in Rainbow Ride. My apologies. Okay, now we're gonna see she's kind of chucking along in TikTok clock here, grabbing gold in the cage. Para is only just now finished his 100 coin star.
Yeah, it looks like the star gap is pretty huge, but Cheese repping some pretty quick stars. But still about a minute lead, I'm guessing. Maybe a little bit more, a little bit less.
Yeah, I think Cheese has gone through most of the hard stuff. You know, it'd kind of take a massive spill in bits to let Para back in now, but there's always the kind of commiseration points to figure out. Because Cheese could get a really good bits, and oh, Para with the single star shot side flip walking off of the rotating pendulums. That is something you never see in a run, and I would have really loved to see that work out.
He is not going down without a fight.
Yeah, you also have to be kind of early to the pendulums or the pistons, or I don't know if there's like even an agreed upon name for those like green spinny things, but you know, Para was doing it in practice, and it's kind of hard to be sure that you'll get the side flip, because it is more precise. Para also, with a nice Marcam optimization, does risk an invis wall, a very big drawback, which is why most people don't do it. Otherwise, it would be kind of a free time save. Para also with the double jump wall kick, he's really flexing these tippy optimizations. Like, you know, if there was like a league point system for like most epic strats, Para would definitely be at the top. He's put out like 5.
But despite the effort, Cheese is out of TikTok clock, and Para still has 3 more stars.
I want to see if Para does this again. I want to watch him right now. Okay, unfortunately, not gonna happen.
Maybe he wasn't
almost getting the nice double long jump for pin the pendulums. The fastest cycle. The single star strat can actually do it a cycle faster, but like the way Para did it would have been really fast too. And she's in bits.
I believe 49 is still on the table for Cheese. Not certain though.
Yeah, should be.
Meanwhile, Para going for moving reds.
What?
Wow.
Would you believe your eyes? She's moving right side. What is this match today? The most high level gameplay, I think, of any race we've had in like any GSA Mario 64 race that I can think of. Like both these runners, I did not expect them to really be on the A game, especially doing things that might not be fully practiced with. But here we are. I need to go watch that moving reds back because I don't know.
Yeah, Para had a tough
Invis
time.
wall.
Invis wall, I believe he missed triple jump wall kick for his last star.
He's missing a throw. That might kill his 49. Wait, how many throws does he have?
Oh, he had to have had 3. All the pieces
So
are
still
down.
getting a 49 despite everything that happened in Tippy.
See, 49 is free. Why do I not have it yet?
Yeah.
But GG to Cheese on the win. First match of the GSA 70-star league. Cheese comes out on top of this race. But Para definitely trying to get as many points as possible. Gotta finish strong.
Yeah, looking to try to get a 51 still. You know, if he can be like less than 2 minutes apart from Cheese, he'd still get a few points. But if he makes a big mistake in bits, then he will hardly get any. So what's he got? Going really fast. I don't know. It looks like he was going to try for Manimo. I can't actually believe that triple jump dive worked. That was such an ambitious angle. He was probably going for Manimo. Hello, Cheese. Congrats on the win and another 49 in the books. How do you think that went? Like, I guess to start, how do you think that went overall?
The run was amazing. The beginning was world record tier. I mean, it was a great beginning, great lobby, and then the dark world time I got was, I think, probably the best dark world time. One of the dark. It was really, really good. So the beginning of run was nearly perfect, and I died in Perilous, but that was my fault completely because I tried to do a stupid backup, and everything else was fine. The lava boost thing, the lava boost backup was pro. Like that was sick. I'm just gonna put that out there. That lava boost was so sick.
It was a good recovery.
Yeah, and it lost like
it's
5
good that you had
seconds.
enough help to do it.
Yeah, and the mid game was fine too. It's just when I entered HMC, first of all, I'm not gonna lie. The MIPS clip, I was, as the kids like to say, I was tilted after missing MIPS because I've missed MIPS like 5 times now with my new controller, and I seem to have a pretty big issue with getting a proper angle to go towards the MIPS grab for some reason. So I got annoyed at that, and I was like, not again. And then HMC, I died because I mentioned this in the last race last night that I have this weird problem where I can't time my long jumps. So I'm pressing A too early, and then instead of long jumping, I just walk and then fall into the hole.
Yeah.
Just play
so
on
that
emulator.
happened. Yeah. Wait, how would that fix it?
Emulator has input delay, so you always press shit too early.
Nice. All right.
Yeah.
Well.
Also,
yeah.
tilted is like a bazillion-year-old poker term, by the way, Cheese.
Yeah. No, I know it is. I just don't. I know what it is. I just don't like the word, so I just make fun of it. But it was a good run overall because apart from the agency thing, it was good performance. I think.
So yeah, welcome Para to the call. You know, this was your first race of the league, and I gotta say, you put out some insane strats in the run. Me and Cartoon were just kind of pog champing the whole Tippy. It was very clean. A lot of the fast strats.
Yeah, the TTC, I was just like, well, I've lost. I was like physically tilted at Cheese. I was like sweating. I was like red hot. I'm just gonna go for like moving reds. I'm gonna go for the side wall kicks. Yeah, no, I saw. I just wanted to swag out at the end. I thought my angle was bad, but I then realized it was good, so I could have just done it anyway.
I actually saw you. I was looking at the stream at the end, and I saw you doing all these crazy strats, and I was like, I wonder if Paracusia knows that the closer he gets to me in terms of time, the more points he gets. I don't know if you remember that, because if you just played much more consistent at the end and you got a closer time to me, you would have gotten more points.
My
For
ending
win
wasn't that
style
bad
points.
actually. I don't know. Like I think my tippy was better than both my upstairs and my basement, which is kind of rare.
Okay. Because every time I looked at your tippy, you were just dying somewhere. But all right. But
Wow.
yeah.
I mean, geez, you died in Tippy. You know, don't
Yeah.
act like you
yeah, I
didn't.
did. No, the strats are cool. I was just saying that I don't know if he thought about getting.
This
more
just
points or
in,
not.
simply telling us we have about 3 minutes.
Well,
Chop, chop,
that's all I
guys.
have.
The... Cartoon. You haven't been talking much in the post game. You got any questions for these guys? This was a fire race.
I don't know. I guess I don't know how you thought that Tippy was that good. I mean, I think both players made around the same kind of mistakes. Both died. Both had slow movement. But Para, I think your gameplay kind of switched towards the end. Like you started out going for a lot safer strats than Cheese comparatively. But then towards the end you went for like all the crazy stuff. And it's just like I'm just kind of wondering why. Like I know you lost, but like.
Oh no,
strange.
I've been practicing that stuff anyway. Like, I was planning to debut them in like attempts when I come back.
All right.
So I just in races usually, I usually go for stuff that I do in runs. On the exception is Bob-omb, and maybe sometimes like cannonless, just depending on how my consistency is looking.
I guess I'm just more noob tier. I'm not used to seeing these types of crazy strats in Tippy.
Well, yeah, a lot of people base they base their opinion of my gameplay on races they've seen from GSA, and that's like not a good thing. Right, I'm a really bad racer. I get really bad race times all the time, so it's not surprising that I get a 51.
It's fair
Yeah.
enough.
Still a very
So how do you
competitive
think-
race most of the way through. Very, very entertaining, I'm sure, from a lot of the viewers. I'm sure a lot of the viewers loved it.
Yeah, that was the first time I did
this-
moving reds in a run, and I nailed it. Let's go.
Yeah, that was
Yeah,
awesome.
that was hype.
I don't know what star was, but that you died on, because I just saw you like trying to do something, you fooling around in the elevators, and then you fell to the bottom, and then try to get back up, and you just get the invis wall. And I'm
Yeah,
just-
I failed the easiest triple jump wall kick star. I failed to get a hand. That was like, it's
No.
pretty tragic.
All right.
Well, thank you both very much for the excellent and entertaining race. You know, I had a blast. Shout outs to Cartoon Buffoon on the commentary as well. And I think we're gonna have to transition into JMill versus Zion64, also in the SM64 70-star, but D2 this times. You know, Para kind of expressing some disdain for the lower tier runners. You know, can't blame
Hold
him.
up. I never said anything like that.
I'm just messing around. Stay
All right.
classy. Keep on blowing us away with those strats and all that. So, hope you guys
Thanks,
enjoyed,
boys. I
I love
appreciate it.
Benny.
and see you around. I love Benny
Thanks.
too.
Thanks for the commentary.